Hello everybody, Snapshot 22w44a just came out, and in today's snapshot, this should be the last wave of creative changes. Of those changes, there are a couple of things that are here, such as in the redstone tab, you now have access to command blocks, structure void, jigsaw blocks, barrier blocks, light blocks, and the debug stick. You should only be able to access those if you have the appropriate permissions. As well as those features, there's also some consistency changes coming, like the reordering of tabs, and ore blocks are now reordered in such a way just like this. Small changes made to the bamboo mosaic is now here, which means you can now use it as a fuel in the furnace. All you gotta do is put your potato in there and it starts cooking. Another minor but pretty good a change is that chiseled bookshelves now will interact with hoppers, meaning that you can do cool things like this. You can just toss your books in here, it'll start filling it up, and it could go off into an input over there. There are also some monster spawner changes in this update as well. So now, the monster spawner is just called Spawner to match Bedrock Edition. And you may notice this, but when you place it, there's nothing inside of it, there's no particles. So they basically removed the default pig, and they also changed the particles to not be here if there is no mob. Some interesting changes coming up here though is that with the spawn eggs, there are new spawn eggs. So we have the iron golem, which as you would expect spawns an iron golem. There's also snow golem spawn eggs, and then my favorite ones is the wither and the ender dragon. And these two are only obtainable via commands, which you'd have to do with /give, your player name, and then I will do the ender dragon, so we'll do ender _ dragon _ spawn _ egg. And boom, you have an ender dragon spawn egg. Now this means you can do all sorts of wild things, like take a spawner, for example, and go really far away from wherever you're actually planning on building because you don't want this to mess up. But you could do something like maybe put down a spawner and put this in here. Same with the wither. This might not work. Come on, please. If this works, I'm going to be really happy. Kind of dig out around it, see if that helps. This might not work. I may have found a bug. Well, the spawn eggs do work. As you can see, they do in fact work. I just now found out. Today, I found out that a wither and an ender dragon do not harm each other. Okay, it does work, see? Oh, the ender dragon destroys spawners. Okay. Well, now I know. Now I know. A couple of really cool game rules were also added, such as /game rule, lava source conversion, true. Typically it's set to false, but because it's set to true now, you have infinite lava. You can also do the same with water, which would be water source conversion. And if you set this to false, it'll be the opposite of what you expect, which would be that it doesn't create an infinite water source. A couple of other really cool and interesting game rule features is /game rule, snow accumulation height. You can set this from anywhere to 0 all the way up to 8. You set it to 8 and it was snowing, for example. Say it was raining, now the snow layers will accumulate, and they will accumulate all the way up to level 8, which is a full block. Once it hits that point, it should keep accumulating, so that means you could technically fill up an entire biome with snow with this game rule. Just to speed this up, I'm going to do tick speed, so /game rule, random tick speed, we'll set it to 1000. This should make it accumulate way faster, and we'll find out if my theory is true. None of my commands seem to be working, so I'm going to assume that I may have accidentally locked the game and it's lagging. So we're going to restart it really quick and then see if I can fix the snow layers. Okay, it looks like I actually crashed Minecraft. It's stuck with the saving world screen, so we're just going to restart it fully and see if we can get it fixed when we come back. Okay, this is where it took me back to. We're going to make sure the game rule is set to tick speed back down to 1. Okay, we're good. So I'm just going to cover a couple more changes here, not anything very special or particularly cool, but there's just this last change I want to cover, which is global sound events is now organized into a game rule. So things like when somebody finishes the end portal frames will not play if you set this to false. You'll only hear it if you're in a certain range instead of everybody hearing it. As well as that, I can't remember if I mentioned this game rule or not, but explosion drop decay game rules are now a thing. So for example, if a creeper explodes and it drops all the blocks, you can set that to be false or true. I believe it is set to true by default, which means not all the blocks will drop. Anyway, that's it from me today. I'm not going to crash Minecraft anymore. I appreciate everybody for watching this video, and I hope to see you all next week when the next snapshot comes out. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.